Hello, people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day today. Back with another video. This time took me a bit late to spread the news, so I'm just gonna make basically a summary of what happened in the last few days that I haven't uploaded. So 3 days ago was my last update, and well, Bruno Guimaraes today had finally a video at the Arsenal YouTube channel. We know we signed the player, he completed the medical, and basically we've been getting pictures of him now with the Arsenal shirts, celebrating and stuff like that. Definitely looks happy, which is great. I think this guy is a massive upgrade and really will help us to get back-to-back Premier Leagues, which I think will be a dream. We definitely are in a big spot to get 2 or 3 trophies if we possibly can: the Premier League, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, or the Champions League. I think Bruno Guimaraes definitely comes in and basically tells the opposition teams and us, the Arsenal fans, that we are here for the long run. We are going to have amazing 5-6 years of challenging for big trophies, for the best possible trophies we can get, and I'm talking about the Champions League and the Premier League as well. This type of signing makes a lot of sense because we spoke about before that we lacked kind of midfield rotation, and that's why Declan Rice got a lot of minutes, and Subimendi as well. We kind of saw Subimendi tired after the end of the season, not having many good games, being dropped as well, and that's why Lewis Kelly came into the pitch. Mikel Arteta has worked a lot with Lewis Skelly to improve him, and I think that's because he's got the quality and the talent to be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League in the future. So now bringing Bruno Guimaraes really reassures us that we have quality, that we have the right players, and also that we're planning on improving the team and getting that rotation going, because now we're talking that the possibly best starting lineup will include Bruno Guimaraes and Declan Rice. We know Declan Rice is injured, so we're going to need a replacement. Last season, we were lacking kind of with the replacements, but now this time we can think about Subimendi, Mikel Merino, and Lewis Skelly, and I think both, like all the 3 players I just mentioned, can do a job in the midfield, and they can win us games as well. Well, you know, my take into Mikel Merino is that he's the best striker that we have at the club. I genuinely think we should use him as a striker, but he is a midfielder as well, and we saw with Spain he was used as a midfield in the final when Spain was winning 1-0. So yeah, like, we do have now 3 great options off the bench to get that rotation going. And we know we lacked rotation last season. It was very good that we won the Premier League with that issue, but now we need to address the, managing minutes to all the players so we can keep that momentum going of having years competing for big trophies. And I think it's kind of unfair that we just play Declan Rice week in, week out without a rest. We saw how tough it was for him to play at the World Cup. He came off the bench against Argentina, and that's why England lost, in my opinion. And we need to take care of Declan Rice. Declan Rice is the best midfielder we have at the team. To be a great team, in my opinion, you have to have the best midfield out of every team in the league. And every single best midfield we can possibly do has Declan Rice in it. So I think Bruno Guimaraes comes in to just improve the team, to play with Rice, but in case of injury, like at the moment, having Bruno Guimaraes and Subimendi reassures us that we can win a game. Having Bruno Guimaraes and Lewis Skelly, which is my preferred midfield at the moment with Declan Rice injury, I think that midfield is just top class. Lewis Skelly is one of my favorite players. I think he's one of the best, well, the 3rd best midfielder in the team, because Declan Rice is number 1, Bruno Guimaraes number 2, and Lewis Skelly, in my opinion, number 3. He's a kind of player that I think we lack. We see Lewis Skelly every time taking care of the ball, getting fouls in our favor, well, being fouled, basically, creating chances, carrying the ball forward. I think he's just a perfect player when he develops. And having Bruno Guimaraes alongside him at the start of the season will be just great for the team to get all the 3 points until Declan Rice gets back. We can slowly get Declan Rice into the team, and I don't think it's going to be a situation like we were in last season. Last season, I think, well, the manager, we saw what happened with Norgard. He didn't play as much as the manager wanted to. That, in my opinion, has to do with the manager not trusting him. And we kind of lack that movement in the midfield area, that rotation, managing minutes. I think now we have 3 great players off the bench in Zubimendi, Mikel Merino, and Luis Skelly, and we have top world-class players as starters. And if one gets injured, we do have great replacements in the midfield area. So basically, Bruno Guimaraes, here is the latest. I will give the fans my best. I promise that. I'm your warrior. I'll never give up. Hopefully, we can create many, many good memories together. And I think this is definitely going to happen. Bruno Guimaraes comes into the team to improve it a lot, and also brings the perfect pressure for the manager and his teammates and the club in general to win trophies. When you have the best players on the pitch, when you have the best players of the league, when you take the best players of your competition, like this time that we did with Newcastle, I think that puts great pressure on the team to finally win more trophies. Like, we can get back-to-back Premier Leagues, we can get the FA Cup, we can finally get the Champions League. I think if we reach the final, now we're improving the team, we have more chances of winning the Champions League, and Bruno Guimaraes is definitely going to boost those chances. We know how tough it is to win that competition, but I think Bruno Guimaraes definitely helps us to get that final boost to get the Champions League. Of course, we need more players. We need a left winger. We know what happens to Vinicius. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But that's the kind of pressure that I wished my team had. And finally, we're getting it. It's a great pressure because it brings competitiveness. It brings Arsenal into the top level of world football. Just try and win every single competition we're competing for. So, very good to see. On to some outgoings. Gabriel Jesus, new agent, met with Napoli today. Also, the agent represents Massimiliano Allegri. And, well, Gabriel is hoping for a Serie A move. Arsenal is only considering the permanent exit. So, this is great. I think part of what we have lacked before is that we couldn't let go players. Like, we just didn't let go those players at the right time. Of course, the price. We know that we're not a big selling club. The price is always low. And I think Gabriel Jesus is one of those players that can definitely go for 40, 45 million. Hopefully that's going to be the price. The guy has the history of just being a winner. The trophies that he has won overall really are going to bring a lot of great things to Napoli. We know that Lukaku is leaving. Definitely Gabriel Jesus is miles better than Lukaku, and in my opinion, this is the perfect time to just let him go. Unfortunately, Gabriel Jesus' career wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be for Arsenal, and that has to do with the injuries. Now he's getting back, but every time he gets back, we don't see that player that we bought. We definitely don't think of him as an improvement. Well, at least I do. Whenever he comes into the pitch, I don't think we're going to score a goal. I don't think he's going to create chances. I just think, yeah, you're throwing another striker, but he's not going to bring too much to the team. I think it's the perfect time to sell him. Now, if there's interest from an Italian club, just sell him. Use that money somewhere else. Use that money to get another player, a better player. I think there's a lot in the market that's better than Gabriel Jesus at the moment. And we know we need to improve the attacking areas. So Gabriel Jesus at the moment, I know it's going to sound harsh, but I think we improve by selling him than just having him at the club at the moment. So yeah, hopefully that is going to happen. Hopefully he's going to walk away and he's going to go to Napoli for the right price. I'm hoping 45, 50 million. We don't know yet. No updates since this post made yesterday on August 7th. So part of what Arsenal needs to do as a big club right now is just to learn when to sell players. Don't feel in love with the players you already have. Gabriel Jesus had his chance. He's a Premier League winner. We need to let him go. I don't think he's an improvement on what we have already. I don't think he's an improvement off the bench as well. I think we just need to let him go for the right price. He's got the history of being a winner, so get a hold of it and just ask for 50, 45 million for this guy, because I think that's definitely what we can get from Napoli. And yeah, just sell him. Use that money to get another player, to get a better player. I think we lack that, quality off the bench when it comes to the center forward positions. So why not just sell him, get a new player, get a better player? We can definitely do so. And we know that Napoli has been in contact with him for a while. Again, August 6th, Napoli made contact with Gabriel Jesus' camp over a possible move. And we know that Arsenal is insisting on a permanent move. So that's good to see that we are willing to sell this player. Of course, Premier League champion, thank you for everything you've done at the club. It's unfortunate that because of the injuries he didn't play as most fans expected, but well, time to go. And now the latest on to Vinicius Jr. We know that Vinicius Jr. reached the agreement for a new contract with Real Madrid. He already signed. He was already making posts about it. And I just wanted to touch on this because a lot of fans have been laughing at us because we didn't got Vinicius Jr. And I think it's kind of ridiculous that we're getting laughed at that. It's like you're just finding excuses to laugh at us, and it doesn't make sense anymore. We know that Real Madrid and Barcelona, especially for American players, and we know Vinicius Jr. is from Brazil, South America. I'm from that area, so Barcelona and Real Madrid are always going to have the upper hand because those are the clubs that most people watch. Those are the clubs that we know that a lot of Brazilians dream about being at Real Madrid, dream about being at Barcelona. That's like their dream move. They want to go there and play for those clubs. They already have, we know they have the 15 or 16 Champions Leagues, and there's a lot of history there, and a lot of these players dream of that move to Barcelona or Real Madrid. So of course they're going to have the upper hand. There's a few people in that player market that want to join a Premier League club. Before that, it was Manchester United because of the history they had, Liverpool as well sometimes. Now, we've seen that with Arsenal because of Thierry Henry. He played there, and Dennis Bergkamp and things like that. But most Brazilians and South American people in general, they want to play for Barcelona and Real Madrid. And I think what we did as a club to just put pressure on both Vini Jr. and Real Madrid was the perfect thing to do. We were acting as a big club. We were acting as a powerhouse. We knew that Real Madrid was going to be the first move, so we were already one step behind Real Madrid, but on the signature of Vinicius Jr., so we were one step behind. And we still went there and gave the guy a contract that made him think to join us. And we forced Real Madrid to improve the offer. We forced them to have a negotiation with Vinicius Jr. They were sweating to keep the guy. And that, in my opinion, means that Real Madrid also sees us as a threat. And we have to remember those guys have not beat us in the Champions League. So they see us as a threat. And we got Bruno Guimaraes, which is one of the best players, the best midfielder in Brazil. So the fact that we made Real Madrid think and improve the offer on one of their players really tells me great signings when it comes to Arsenal. It's a great sign. It's something that tells me that we're taking in consideration of one of the biggest clubs in Europe at the moment. That Real Madrid is afraid of us. And not only Real Madrid, I have to say, in Europe, overall, there are a lot of teams afraid of us. A lot of players take a look at us because we're in a great position. A lot of people talk about the Premier League being the best league in the world, and we are the champions of that league. Yeah, we didn't win the Champions League. Almost did. And depending on who we sign, we're going to be one step closer on winning that trophy. So Vinicius Jr. could have come here, but I think his heart and his mind played a big... they played a big part on his decision to stay at Real Madrid, because we know that was always his dream. He wanted to stay at Madrid. He said it. We still went there and made an offer, give him the contract, think about it. And we already knew that if the negotiations were not going to happen with Real Madrid, he was going to sign for us. So we definitely made Real Madrid sweat. And we cannot say that a lot of teams do that. So fair play to Arsenal. I think we acted as a big club, which is something that we asked for this football club a long time ago. We're finally looking at it, and it's happening. We're acting as a big club. We're still able to compete with powerhouses like Real Madrid and Barcelona, so we shouldn't be a laughingstock. Like, of course, the fans are going to laugh about it. They have nothing better to do. We tried it. We tried to get him. Didn't happen. Cool. On to the next target. Nico Williams, Barcola, whatever. On to the next target. I think both players I just mentioned are an upgrade on Martinelli. I think Martinelli should be playing centre forward if he's going to stay at the club. There's rumors going around that apparently Galatasaray want the guy. I don't think that's true, so I'm not going to talk about that. We'll see what happens, but if we sell Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli can definitely play in the centre forward position. I think that's his best position. If not, just play Mikel Merino there, and you'll see, people, I'm talking to you. If Mikel Merino plays centre forward, he's going to be the top goal scorer competing with Haaland. Maybe he's going to be the second goal scorer. Haaland the first, of course, but Mikel Merino is the perfect striker for us. Hopefully the manager will see that and he's going to play Mikel Merino like Spain did, and he basically helped Spain win the World Cup with his clutch goals. So, and just try to get a left wing that I think are going to be improvements on Martinelli, like Nico Williams, Barcola. Barcola I'm not a big fan of. I think he's Anonima Djoeke 2.0. He doesn't have that finishing product. He can take on players, but he's not that fast. He loses the ball too much. He's kind of easy to defend. We saw in the Champions League final how he had big chances to score goals against us in the counter-attack. He was easily caught up, missed the chances. I saw a video one of these days where he basically left Acerbi, the Inter defender, on the ground, had basically an open goal and shot the ball away from goal. Like, I don't think Barcola is worth 100 million or more. Like, to be fair, that guy should be going for at least 60, 65. I don't think Barcola is a definite improvement. I think Nico Williams is better. So we're gonna have to see what the rumors are gonna be with the improvement on the left wing area. We do have Solis at the moment, and we need more. So that's why I think selling Gabriel Jesus and getting that money back is going to be the best option to find a better replacement or a better player in the left wing area. So we'll see. Also, there's been rumors going around that we're searching for a centre back due to Saliba's injury. I don't think we're going to get Cuti Romero. I think we're going to go for the Aston Villa defender. Forgot his name. Fuck. But I genuinely think we're going to go for that guy, the English defender. I said to you people, if we don't get Vinicius Jr., I think the priority should be the replacement for Saliba, because I think William Saliba is the best defender in the world, and we're definitely going to miss him. So we need, of course, getting that quality back from another player is going to be tough, but we have to get as close as we can to a big player in that position, and I think the Aston Villa defender is a great upgrade. He's a great player to take on that Saliba spot until Saliba gets back. So I said to you people, I think our priority should be to get that replacement for William Saliba, because that injury is going to be a definitely big knock And I think Arsenal is doing it, which in my opinion should be the priority. You need to have a great defensive core to now bring that onto the attack. I think Bruno Guimaraes is definitely going to free the attack a little bit, because now we have more coverage. Declan Rice, Bruno Guimaraes, and Luis Skelly are 3 players that can definitely get the ball away and recover the ball for the team and get the ball away from the players. That's what I was going to say. Those 3 guys definitely bring a lot of protection to the defensive area of Arsenal and to David Raya. Those players are going to take care of the back 4 as well. And we need to now get a defender to take more care of that defensive area and allow our strikers to be free on the attack. Whoever plays in attacking midfield role, whoever plays in the left wing, right wing, and centre forward position need to be free on the attack. They need to stop being afraid of losing the ball, because we're going to get caught up on a counter attack. And I think Bruno Guimaraes and Declan Rice and Luis Skelly are 3 players that have the quality to get the ball back, to take care of the defense and cover for dangerous areas, and that will allow our attacking areas to be free and not afraid of losing the ball. We also have to take in consideration that Eze could play the left wing position, so maybe it's going to be Eze and Solis and Odegaard, Max Stallman, Waneri, and Havertz to play the attacking midfield role in certain games and rotate between those 4 players. So we definitely have options on the attack. Eze, my favorite player at the moment. I think his season was kind of rough for us. He had good games, bad games. Sometimes he disappeared. Sometimes he was the top player on the pitch. But I think this second season he will now get that rhythm going and will improve. So yeah, basically that's what I wanted to say, people. I hope you have a great day. That was the updates that I have at the moment. No more rumors on Arsenal. We're gonna have to see what happens with the targets, but I genuinely think at least 2 or 3 players are gonna come at the end of this transfer window. So thank you for hearing this. Hope you have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye bye, people.